Hi, everyone. Welcome to Yoga for Runners, and I'm Mel. The purpose of this video is to provide you with a 30-minute vinyasa flow sequence that focuses on glute strength, core strength, posture, and hip openers. This will allow us to run more efficiently and take a yoga practice and apply it to our running so that, we can run with a little more fluidity. So I always like to start my classes in child's pose. So I invite you to take your knees a little wider than your hips, send your hips towards your heels, and let yourself just arrive on your mat. If this pose isn't comfortable for you, please feel free to move into puppy pose, which allows the hips to just come over the knees, and you let yourself soften once again, just sort of at the top of your hairline. The purpose of this is to allow yourself to arrive at your mat. From whatever it was you were doing to whatever it is you're going to be doing later, and allow yourself to be here, connecting our breath and movement, and just being aware of our breath. I think this is so important in our running because it's not so much we need to change our breath, but we just do need to be aware of it. When things become hard, do we hold our breath? So if you find yourself here in child's pose, sort of feeling tight, that maybe that breath is in your clavicle, I invite you to take a little more attention to your exhale. And just allow yourself to exhale long and smooth and calm. And just let the inhale happen. And perhaps you feel that sensation of this float of the breath in and the release of the breath out. Much like when we run at effort, we often need to think about the timing of that breath. There's a timing that's sometimes associated with our feet. As our feet hit the ground, we might do a. So this practice of just breath awareness, so important in both our yoga and our running. Take 3 more breaths, just letting yourself feel your inhale and your exhale. Allowing yourself to move into a tabletop, you'll gently press your hips over your heels, or your knees rather. Your hands are slightly wider than your shoulders, and your hands are splayed. You feel your index finger mounds and the tips of your finger, and move through a few cat-cows. Our spine is so important in our posture and allowing it to move with fluidity, particularly if during the day we are sitting lots, driving. And just observe the extension and the flexion. Drawing the belly in with the inhalation. Releasing the belly out and long through the spine on the exhalation. One more full round of breath. And then coming into your neutral tabletop, we'll press ourselves up into down dog, keeping in mind that the hands and feet equally distribute the weight, and let yourself just pedal out your down dog. Heel toe. And then from here, let both heels soften to the floor as you breathe fully in through your nose. Release out through the mouth. One more full round in and out. Then taking a look between your hands, you'll step your right foot forward, then your left, coming into forward fold. And then bending your knees, let yourself ragdoll, feeling your spine curve as you inhale and rise. A few big shoulder circles. I always like to start my classes with sun salutation A's, and we'll do 3 of them. The first one is very deliberate in our breath, as well as holding some of the shapes. And this is where we bring into our posture. The shoulders stack over the hips over the knees over the ankles, and the head just atop your shoulders. And feel the natural curve of your spine. Perhaps there's a slight internal rotation of your thighs as you send your tailbone towards your heels, keeping that neutral spine. And with an inhale, raise your hands high. As your hands come together, exhale and fold. We'll hold this first forward fold, giving us the opportunity to send a little more weight into our feet, into the front of our feet. The heels are still grounded, but this allows the hips to line up over the knees over the ankles. And on an inhale, take your hands and ride them up your shins to your knees to a flat back. Feel the length and the strength of your core. And as you exhale, you're going to take one breath, lowering to your high push-up. So again, your choice, knees or toes, your breath is long and smooth. And on an exhale, you'll lower fully, elbows hug the body. You're going to inhale into your back bend. The shoulders draw down the back. The hands are strong. The back is long. The legs are strong. The tops of the feet press fully into the floor, and you continue to breathe in and out. On your next exhale, lower. And then press back to either a tabletop or into a down dog for 3 breaths. Smooth in and out. Allowing again the exhale to be that awareness of letting it go. One more full round of breath. On your inhale, take a look between your hands. Step your right foot forward, then your left, coming into forward fold. Taking your hands up your shins, inhale, strong core, long spine. Exhale, fold. Gather your core as you reach your hands high to the sky. And find mountain pose once again. So we'll take that one more time. Smooth breath. We'll flow just as our breath flows when we run. There's all these movements happening, and that breath has to happen naturally. On your inhale, hands rise high. And as your hands come together, exhale, fold. See awareness of this breath, inhaling partway up, flat back. Exhale to your high plank. Let yourself be in high plank for a full round of breath, setting that foundation. And on an exhale, let yourself lower fully, elbows hug the body. Inhale into your back bend, long spine, draw the shoulders down the back. And as you exhale, lower, pushing back into a down dog. 3 breaths, smooth in and out. Again, down dog or tabletop. Let yourself know where you're at in your practice. One more full round. Take a look between your hands. Step your left foot forward, then your right foot forward, coming into forward fold. Inhaling partway up. Exhaling, fold. Reach your hands high, and this time, as your hands come together, begin your forward fold, hinging at your hips, letting that breath flow. Inhale, partway up, flat up, and exhale, lower to your high push-up. Take a breath here, feel the foundation, and on your exhale, lower or hover. Inhale into your up dog or your cobra, and then find your down dog. 3 breaths, smooth in and out. Let that breath float in, filling the body. Let that body float out, releasing it. One more round. Taking a look between your hands, step your right foot forward, then your left, coming into forward fold, partway up, flat back, long spine. Exhale, fold. Hands reach high to the sky, sitting back to find sun salutation B, chair pose. Your feet can be toe mound to toe mound or hip width apart. Wherever you are, see if you can feel those hip creases just soften. Feel the strength of your glutes. The quads are engaged, but sit back and feel your glutes lengthen through your side bodies. From your low ribs to your hips should be the same side. From here, inhale. And as you exhale, fold. Again, letting the hips come forward, so a little more weight into the front of the feet. Inhale, partway up, flat back. And exhale, let yourself find high plank. Take a single breath in high plank. And on an exhale, let yourself lower or hover, elbows hug the body. Inhaling into your back bend, up dog or cobra. Exhale, lower. Push back to find your down dog. Take a breath here in Here's where we move to crescent lunge. You're going to send your right leg high to the sky. Send that right leg forward. Help it if necessary so the knee is over the ankle. Scissor your hips. Lengthen as you inhale. This is such an important pose in our running yoga. Feel that right glute strong. Feel the opening through that front hip crease. Let yourself soften into that front knee as you press into that back thigh. Let both side bodies be long. And with one long breath, exhale to your high plank. Single breath in and exhale, lower, low push-up. Up dog or cobra. And again, find your down dog. From here, single breath in and out. Same thing, left leg comes high. Send that left leg forward. Keeping in mind each side is different. Make sure the knee is over the heel before you root to rise and inhale. Scissor those hips. Press the thigh to the sky. Lengthen. Keep in mind you want your front body long, but not at the expense of shortening the back body as much as you inhale and you find that length through that hip crease. So slight tuck of the tailbone, lengthen up and out, and with one breath, exhale to your high plank. And here, single breath in, and exhale, lower. Up dog or cobra, and find your down dog. Beautiful. 5 breaths. So this is where I like to encourage for people to feel that breath. And if you feel that breath super tight in that clavicle, I invite you to allow yourself to come back into tabletop or child's pose. Let yourself breathe in and out. So you're here, or you're in your down dog. One more breath in and out. Take a look between your hands, step your right foot forward, then your left, coming into forward fold, inhaling partway up. Exhale, fold. Reach your hands high to the sky, and we're going to sit back to find our chair. Here, knees are behind toes. Feeling your weight drop a little bit more into the heels, but the toe mounds are still grounded, lengthening. We're going to move into a twist, and this is important as it allows our spine to stay long. Take your hands to heart center on an exhale. Left elbow moves to that right knee. What happens often here is that left knee wants to sneak forward. Draw it back. Find length and breathe in and out. One more full round of breath. On your inhale, come back to chair. Exhale to your forward fold to release your legs and just feel that lengthening and that ease. With an inhale, come partway up, flat back. Exhale, fold. Gather that core, reach the hands high to the sky. Sitting back to find chair. Knees behind toes. Lengthen through the side bodies. Right fingers. Exhale, hands to heart center. Right elbow hooks left knee. Again, let that right knee draw back so that the knees are in alignment. A little more weight into the heels, and let that lengthening of your spine release with your breath in and out. One more full round. On our inhale, back to chair. Moving on, exhale, forward fold. Coming partway up, flat back, and lower to your high plank. High plank here, we're going to just move into our side plank. From here, you're going to take your right hand into center. You're going to either stack your feet, stagger, or let that right knee. So it'll either look something like this with that hand high. But if you feel yourself sinking here, then let yourself take that right knee down and lengthen, keeping the hip. Again, we're working on our core and the breath, and let yourself breathe in and out. Beautiful. One more round. Then on your exhale, left hand comes down. You're going to take a breath, and then the left hand comes to center. Your choice. You're going to stack or stagger and let yourself release that right hand. So here, we often see the back body come back and that front body forward. It's actually easier, and we're working on our posture to keep that body in alignment. So the shoulders draw down the back, the hips move forward, And again, you're letting yourself stack your feet, stagger your feet, or let yourself take that low knee down. Take one more full breath in. And on your exhale, come to your forward plank. Take a breath. Exhale, lower. Inhale, up dog or cobra. And find down. Beautiful. Take a full breath in. Let it out. Moving on, right leg reaches high. Take that right leg forward to find our crescent lunge. So this is where we really start moving into the glutes. Scissor those hips. On an exhale, we're going to drop the left leg back as we open through the chest. You're not dropping as much as you're just tapping. And inhale, rise. Exhale, tap. Inhale, rise. Exhale, tap. Inhale, rise. Here, you're going to take a breath in. And as we exhale, we're going to move into warrior two. Warrior two is a really nice hip opener, as long as we keep that right knee over that pinky toe. So you don't want it to fall forward, but let it stay. From here, your gaze is over that middle and index finger, and you can feel that right glute strong. From here, that right elbow comes onto your right thigh. You'll take the left hand in what we call a half angle pose. You're going to allow that back body again, just like we did on our plank, to be in alignment. So we've got one long line from the tips of our fingers to the base of that foot. From here, you can take that right hand and you can feel that right glute is strong. Inhale, rise. Exhale, warrior two. And let yourself gaze over that middle and index finger in that warrior two pose. Again, that right knee continues to reach out towards that pinky toe. From here, you're going to gather that core, and on your inhale, find crescent lunge. You spin on that back foot. Root to rise. Here we go. We're going to move into our warrior three. So here, that right leg and right glute stabilizes as we lengthen, and then you reach forward and the back leg floats. You're extending away. So there's different options. You can come onto your blocks. You can have one arm at a time. What's really important here is that we're working towards being parallel to the floor. So if that back leg is down, only go as far as that back leg is to keep that body like a teeter-totter, and you're going to feel that right glute. Beautiful. And then here is where we bend that right knee gently. Tap the left leg back and inhale, rise. Moving with that exhale, lower to your high plank. Take a breath in. On your exhale, lower elbows, hug the body. Inhale to your up dog or cobra. And exhale, find your down. Same thing to the other side. You're going to lift that left leg high. Send that left leg forward. Root to rise to find our crescent lunge. Let yourself be here. Scissor those hips, thigh to the sky. And soften. One more breath. And then again, we're going to move into that hip crease. You're going to exhale, let yourself tap, open through the chest. Inhale, root to rise. Feel that left glute working. Exhale, lower. Inhale, root to rise. Exhale, lower. Inhale, root to rise. From here, move into our warrior two, spinning on that back foot so it's now parallel to the back of your mat. Soften into that front knee. Let that left knee continue to move to that pinky toe. And then from here, left elbow comes onto that thigh and right elbow sweeps around. So again, we can work on the alignment. If you feel you have that alignment in place, start to work on lengthening that left lower arm. Super strong left glute. You can feel that glute work. Inhale, rise. Exhale, warrior two. Gather that core as you spin on the back foot. Let yourself come back to crescent lunge. Here again, you're setting that foundation, that rooting to rise. Scissor those hips. Feel that core. And then from here, left foot roots. And the byproduct of lengthening forward is the back leg just gently floats off. Keeping in mind each side is its own unique expression. Start to internally rotate that back leg to keep it long. Hands again can be an airplane to the side on your blocks. Wherever they are, they're just helping work towards keeping that front body parallel and long. Gently bend the front knee and let that back leg drop back. Beautiful. Inhale, rise. And on your exhale, let yourself lower to your high plank. Breathe in. And exhale, lower, low push-up. Up dog or cobra. And find your down dog. Let yourself breathe in and out. And again, take that awareness of where you're at. If you feel that breath super tight in that clavicle, give yourself that opportunity to come to child's pose or tabletop. This is all about practice and letting ourselves be the best that we can be so that we allow ourselves to use this to be efficient. So let that breath float in and out. One more full round. And then once again, come back up to tabletop. Come into your down dog. Let yourself take a full breath in through your nose. Release it through your mouth. Take a look between your hands. Step your left foot forward, then your right, coming into forward fold. Inhaling, part way up. Exhaling, fold. Reach your hands high. Sit back to find chair. Here we go. Hands to heart center. We're starting that flow. Left elbow to right knee. Lengthen the spine in and out. Inhale, chair. Exhale to the opposite side, right elbow to left knee. Keep working those quads. Keep letting that breath float in and out. Inhale, chair. Moving on with our flow. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, part way up, flat back. Exhale, lower to your high push-up. Take a single breath here. Feel that alignment and exhale, lower elbows, hug the body. Inhale to your up dog or cobra. And exhale, find your down dog. Take a single breath here and then float forward to your forward plank. Set the foundation as the right hand comes to center. We stack or stagger the feet. Maybe the knee comes down and let yourself explore your side plank. Smooth breath in, keeping the hips high, the breath smooth, strong legs, the posture, the head in alignment with the shoulders and the shoulders with the hips with the ankles. Inhale the hips a little higher. Exhale to forward plank. Take a breath in and out. Take the left hand to center. Let yourself stack or stagger or the knee comes down, reach the hand high. Use that breath to just let it float in and out. And again, think about our posture. Head over shoulders, shoulders over hips, hips and knees in alignment with the ankles. One more full breath. Exhale, come back to forward plank. Let yourself inhale and exhale, lower elbows, hug the body. Inhale to your up dog or cobra. And exhale to find down dog. Take 3 breaths. So again, maybe it's down dog, maybe it's child's pose, maybe it's tabletop. 2 more, in and out. You're going to take that right leg high and you're going to send right leg forward to find our crescent lunge. Scissoring those hips, root to rise, inhale to our crescent lunge. Beautiful. Now exhale, the knee comes down. Inhale, root to rise. Exhale, so a little movement into that hip flexor, root to rise. Inhale, exhale down. Here, inhale, exhale to warrior 2. Back foot spin, soften into the front knee. Feel the strength of that right quad. Feel the pinky, the toe, the knee going to the pinky, and then the right elbow comes down. Sweep it, half angle pose. Let yourself find the alignment. So one long line from the tips of your fingers to the base of that left foot. Inhale, right hand, strong glutes on your inhale. Both side bodies long, rise. Exhale, warrior 2. Gather your core, inhale, crescent lunge. Beautiful. Keep that breath, keep side bodies long. Here we go, rooting to rise, right foot roots. As a byproduct, you float into your warrior 3. Scissoring the hips. Internally rotating that back thigh. Let yourself find length. Smooth breath. Gently let the right knee bend. Send the left leg back as you inhale, rise to your crescent lunge. Beautiful. And exhale, let yourself lower to low push-up. Lower. Up dog or cobra. and find your down dog. Take a full breath in, let it out. Same thing, opposite side. Left leg rises high. Send that left leg forward. Again, knee over heel, root to rise as you inhale. Let yourself take an awareness of your hips, where they're at, thigh to the sky, with our breath, little tap. Inhale, rise. Exhale. And inhale. And exhale. On your next inhale, you're going to stay high. And then exhale to our warrior two. Again, the left knee keeps moving towards the pinky toe. Torso is over those hips. Reach up and out. Beautiful. From here, that left elbow is going to come to that left thigh, and you sweep the right, finding our angle pose. Find that alignment, one long line from the tips of those right fingers, the base of that right side. Letting that left hand maybe float. Feel the strength of that glute. Beautiful. Inhale, rise. Exhale, warrior two. Gather your core, inhale, crescent lunge. Let that right hip come forward, set yourself up. So this is like when we run, right? We have to find that stability and balance. From here, root the left leg, reach forward and let the right leg simply float. Hips are level, posture is long. Breathe in and out. And you're gently going to bend that front knee. You're going to let that right leg just tap down as you root to rise to crescent lunge, knee over heel. And as you exhale, come to your high plank. Take that breath in. Then exhale, lower. Up dog or cobra. Find your down dog. Beautiful. And that's our sequence. Take 5 breaths here. When you are ready, let yourself come down into a tabletop. It can be up to 5 breaths. This is going to be your last down dog. So let yourself just feel yourself here. The head release, but the hands and feet are strong. Maybe you're already in your tabletop and you're moving through cat-cows. Rodney. And releasing the belly. One more full round. And then allowing yourself to come back through tabletop. We're going to move into a sequence on the floor where the feet come behind. And this is where we just transition. So in yoga, we have a very active practice with that breath. We move into a little bit of a stretch onto the floor, and we then allow ourselves to move into what will ultimately be Shavasana. So take your hands behind your thighs and let yourself roll vertebrae by vertebrae. Bring the knees into the chest when it becomes effort to keep those feet grounded. Let yourself just give a nice little massage to that low back. And then from here, you're simply going to place that left foot on the floor and the right foot comes into figure 4. Figure 4 is a really nice, safe hip opener, sending that right knee away. It's also nice here on the floor because it keeps the hips level. Only if you feel you have a lot of mobility, think about bringing that left knee in towards you and clasp behind that thigh. But if you get really tight in order to do so, when you feel tightness, then stay here, because what we're doing is breathing into space. So as we inhale, you breathe into a space. And as you exhale, you soften into it, versus being tight and forcing it. Let yourself breathe in and out. One more full round. You'll release that right leg. Let both legs be as wide as your mat, and you'll just move through a few windshield wipers, letting those hips go side to side. And then you'll bring those knees back up to center. Heel toe those feet, and same thing to the opposite side. Left foot comes. So I like to make sure that the sole of my foot is parallel to the outer edge of my thigh. The knee just draws away, and I give a little inventory of how that side feels. If I feel I need a little bit more and there's more space, I'll draw that right knee and I'll clasp that hands behind, but I keep sending that left leg out. Super simple figure 4 into that hip. Breathing in And breathing out. Holding anywhere from 5 to 10 breaths, letting that breath be long and smooth in and out. Gently releasing that right foot down, taking both legs as wide again as your mat. Take those knees, little windshield wipers side to side. Then bringing those knees once again back up to center. Once you've done each side the same, bring those feet towards hip. And here we're just going to extend the left leg long. You're going to place the right foot on top of that left thigh. Head is on the floor. Take the left hand on the opposite side of that right knee. Right hand is in T position. You're going to draw that leg across. Just a really nice twist where you let the left leg also rotate with you. If this is too much on that low back, I encourage you to place a block maybe under that foot. So you really let that upper leg release as you keep that right shoulder grounded. And you breathe in and out. Allowing each breath again, just sort of to feel, but really focus on the exhale, that ability to let the body release. With movement, we need to make sure that spine is engaged or that core is engaged to support the spine. So on our inhale, belly button to spine, draw that right leg back up. Bring both knees in towards your chest. Let yourself give a snug little hug. I like to alternate left and right, just a few bicycles. It just allows yourself to kind of reset that spine. And then the next time that right leg is long, you'll let it drop gently to the floor. You're going to place that left foot on top of that thigh. And then from here, the left hand is in T position. Right hand draws that leg across as you allow the lower right leg to rotate. Gently press into the back of the head to make sure that left shoulder stays grounded. And again, if there's any low back, then place that foot on a block. Alternatively, just let it gently use gravity as you continue to let that breath float in and float out. And you like to hold this for anywhere from 5 to 10 breaths. You'll then release that right hand. You'll let that leg come back up to center. Give both knees a snug little hug. Go side to side maybe. And then from here, finishing off with a happy baby or a dead bug, we take the feet together. The knees are wide. Draw the hands on the outer edges of the feet as you draw your knees towards your shoulders. Let yourself either be still with traction, dead bug, hands into feet. Alternatively, you can add a little movement, which is our fun little happy baby. It's sort of what you feel you need, low back, hips. This is our final shape before we move into Shavasana, which is our restorative, which is an important and integral part for yoga in general, but as well applied to yoga for runners. So from here, you're going to allow yourself to just let your feet extend to the outer edges of your mat. The hands are going to come down by your side. Gently press your head into the floor to release the shoulders to the floor. And I like to just make a few little movements. And if I feel like my back has got any sort of nigglies to it whatsoever, bend your knees, let them tent, and that will help release. Alternatively, you can also place a blanket underneath your knees. That will give you just a little bit more curve to release back down. And in our vinyasa practice, that breath is controlled. very much like when we're running. It allows us here to just let the breath be. Sometimes it's nice to place one hand on our belly, one hand on our heart, and you'll actually feel that slight rise of your belly with your inhale. The gentle drop of the belly with the exhale. Alternatively, just allow the hands to rest by your side. And by allowing ourselves to just be aware of our breath, it allows us to clear our mind. So if the mind wanders, just let it come back to that pure simplicity of your breath in and out. When you are ready, you'll gently bring awareness back to your breath, that pure simplicity of your inhale and your exhale. Slowly allowing the physical body to start to awaken, bringing movement to your fingers and your toes. Allowing that breath to lengthen, not force, but just that opportunity to feel it move into the arms and into the legs. And it might just feel right as you continue to allow that body to awaken, to draw the hands over your head and take a full breath from the tips of your fingers to the tips of your toes in. And let it all out. Take another full and complete inhale. And exhale. Then gently allowing your knees to bend one at a time. You'll roll over to either your right or your left side and take a pause. Let yourself breathe here. Gently allowing yourself to press your hand into the earth to come and rise to a comfortable seated position. It's always nice to end our practice by allowing the eyes to close. Maybe the hands are on the thighs, or maybe they are at your heart center. I hope this practice of yoga for runners gives you that opportunity to feel the power, the strength, but the ease of fluidity as you move and breathe with the least amount of effort. Thanks for joining. Have a great rest of your day. Namaste.